Hi, everybody. Welcome to Universe View channel. Einstein's Relativity Odyssey 4 Revolution of the Concept of Time and Space. Revolution of the Concept of Time and Space. Einstein completed the theory of special relativity by using the principles of relativity and the principle of constancy of light speed as postulates, which seem contradictory to each other. However, how did he overcome the dilemma of having to discard one of the two principles? Einstein spent almost a year trying to find a way to combine the two principles. In the spring of 1905, Einstein had a moment of insight about a new concept of time. One day in May, he went to see his friend Michel Besso, who worked with him in the patent office. With vague expectations that he might catch any clues from Besso, who used to act as the best-sounding board for knowledge. Einstein confided his thoughts to Besso about how the two pillars of physics, Newtonian mechanics and Maxwell's electromagnetic theory, did not merge well. And more specifically, how the principle of constancy of light speed did not follow the principle of relativity, which is the foundation of Newtonian mechanics, and these meant that one of them was wrong. For hours, the two talked about and examined all the problems. Eventually, they came to the conclusion that the concept of absolute space and time in Newton's theory was violated by the conclusion of Maxwell's equations that the velocity of light is constant. But that was it. Einstein could not find a clear solution. Einstein got on the train to go home to Bern. As he looked back, he saw the clock tower standing tall in the city center. In an instant, he imagined what would happen if the train moved away from the clock tower at the velocity of light. Then, he realized that in that case, the clock hands of the clock tower would appear to have stopped because the light coming from the clock tower could not catch up with the train. However, his watch in the train would tick normally. In that moment, the key to the solution came to him. Time can flow differently in different places in the universe. Imagine clocks scattered throughout space. Applying the realization Einstein had while looking at the clock tower in Bern, each clock ticks at a different rate, indicating a different time. The rate of the clock depends on its velocity, with faster velocity causing clocks to slow down. This fact overturns the concept of absolute time, which Newton thought of as a constant speed across the entire universe. This means that events that occur at the same time in one coordinate system do not necessarily have to occur at the same time in another coordinate system that is moving relative to it. The next day, Einstein went to see Besso and said, "Thank you, now I have completely solved the problem." The answer came from analyzing the concept of time. Time cannot be defined absolutely like Newton's absolute time. Einstein found the essential solution 10 years after he imagined running alongside light, at the age of 16. However, it is not easy to fully understand Einstein's lightning-like insight into a new analysis of time. Now let's take a closer look at how Einstein reanalyzed the concepts of time and space. In Principia, Newton assumed absolute time to be flowing at a constant velocity across the entire universe. Is time really flowing at a constant velocity? Before gaining the insight into time explained earlier, Einstein suddenly wondered, will two events that occur simultaneously to one observer also appear to occur simultaneously to another observer in a different location? Everyone seemed to think so, but he wasn't sure it was necessarily true. Physicist Stanley Goldberg explained Einstein's discovery as follows. What Einstein realized suddenly in the spring of 1905 was that the judgment of simultaneity is intimately related to the measurement of time and space. Einstein realized that the ability to say that two events occurred simultaneously is only possible in the space-time of the observer himself. Einstein reflected, the concepts and laws of time and space can only be claimed to be valid when they are clearly related to our experience. So, the validity of these concepts and laws depends on what kind of experience we have. By modifying the concept of simultaneity to be more flexible, I was able to reach the theory of special relativity. Einstein argued that all of our judgments involving time are always judgments about the simultaneity of events. For example, the statement, "The train arrives at this place at 7 o'clock," can be rephrased as, "The arrival of the train and the pointing of the hour hand on my clock are simultaneous events." Einstein discovered the concept of time as he sought to reconcile the principle of relativity and the principle of the constancy of light velocity, which appeared to be in conflict. Velocity is the distance traveled by an object during a certain amount of time. Therefore, we can infer that the constancy of light velocity in all reference frames is due to the fact that time and distance are different in each of these frames. Einstein ultimately gained insight into the concept that time and space can be relative, breaking free from the entrenched and fixed Newtonian idea that time and space are absolute. This was the moment when the revolutionary genius was revealed. Thanks for watching.